What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we need to talk about something very important. Some information I've actually been sitting on for a bit until I got more details. So I have a friend who works inside Microsoft, and occasionally they whisper stuff to me that they're probably not supposed to say. Now, one of the things they've been talking to me about is an Xbox console, a new Xbox console. They've been mentioning this over the last 4 or 5 months, but this wasn't super surprising. You may not know this, but every company is constantly working on new prototypes. There are actually several Sega consoles that never actually got completed, so when I first heard about a new Xbox, I wasn't shocked. But here's the thing. They're actually talking release dates and price points now internally. Apparently, Microsoft is really afraid of a PlayStation 5. Apparently, it seems like the executives have been getting a lot of momentum. The Xbox One sales have actually been speeding up. The fan base around Microsoft's gadget is actually expanding very quickly, and so they want to keep that momentum going. So today, I want to try and talk about whether or not I think that they're rushing this system and if I think that's a good idea. So, backing up a tiny bit, let's talk release date. From what my friend is telling me, it really sounds like they're aiming for 2019. Yes, that is very soon. If you think about it, specifically 2019 seems like a really bad idea because the Xbox One X has only been on the market for a couple months at this point. It'll only be on a year at that point. If it's coming out in 2019, it means that they're probably going to have to announce it by late this year. That seems really quick, and I feel like it could shoot themselves in the foot. So, something that I think really hurt the Xbox 360 was the fact that they rushed it. They actually didn't calibrate a lot of the heating stuff internally, so because of it, a lot of Xbox 360s died. There's a number, I'll post the statistic here, of something like 78% of every original launch Xbox 360 died within the first year. That is astronomical numbers. In fact, some people calculate that they've probably lost about $1 billion total trying to fix all that systems, to try and repair all this broken, rushed hardware. They ended up making that money back in the end, but it was a very bad reason to try and hurry that up. Now, there's another aspect of it that I think people aren't kind of thinking about, which is the fact that if you rush a console, it's going to be more expensive. The longer you wait to release a new console, the cheaper you can make it. This is actually a long-time excuse of why Nintendo hardware is typically underpowered, because if you wait and then sell it at an average console price like $300, but put cheap hardware inside of it, you'll make a ton of profit on your console sales as well as your games. However, if you're trying to get an Xbox 2 out in 2019, it's probably going to cost $500 or $600. That is going to really shoot you in the foot. The Xbox One X had good opening sales, but they've been slumping off really fast. You need your system to be as cheap as possible. Remember how badly the Xbox One did at launch, because it was so pricey. Forcing people to get a Kinect and all this hardware that they didn't want jacked up the price and turned off a huge part of the audience. I know you don't want to hear this, Microsoft, but you need to think like Sony. Right now, the PlayStation is selling like crazy because they're just trying to get it as cheap as humanly possible. Some of the deals they had on Black Friday were making it where you could get one for $150. And you know what? That's making it where people will just do anything. $150 isn't much cash. That's like basically 3 new games. So if you're just saying, yeah, for this much money, you can get our system, everybody's going to make the ability to get that cash ready. Now, obviously, you can't make your system that cheap. It's pretty much impossible, but I'm saying you have to aim closer to the 300 or 400 range. And if that means delaying it, it is 100% worth it. So, from what I'm hearing, internally, Microsoft is actually a little bit afraid of the PlayStation 5. Right now it's just a concept, and while there is probably a prototype of it, we don't really know much about it. But they are really scared internally that the PlayStation 5 is going to get shown off in early 2019. They are really afraid that right at the beginning of 2019, Sony is going to walk out and be like, "Hi, check out the super great cutting-edge futuristic gaming device," and that's going to kill all their steam. It's going to pull away all the attention. So because of it, they are trying everything they can to get their console on store shelves as fast as humanly possible. From what I'm hearing, they're literally saying, okay, release date most important, price point second most important, the fact that it works third most important. They're literally so desperate to get this done. Now, obviously, they're going to proof it, they're going to test it, they're going to make sure it works as much as possible, but from what I'm hearing, the Xbox 2 needs to be on store shelves in 2019. The reason I think that they're just so hungry to get this done on time is because of the Xbox 360's success. Now, earlier we talked about how they rushed it and it ended up costing them some money, but in the end, it paid off. And the reason why? The Xbox 360 was out an entire year before the PlayStation 3. That is nuts, and it's something that honestly can't be overstated. If you are able to get out ahead of the pack and you are the new giant cutting-edge gaming device, people are going to buy it. This is something that could really put a strong line in the sand as well if Microsoft actually comes out and says, you know what, we are going to keep doing half-generation consoles, but new consoles are still a thing. Especially if they come out and say, the Xbox 2 is going to play every Xbox One game at Xbox One X power, and also have all new games. If you want the new Call of Duty World War III game, well guess what? It's going to look better, have no load times, and have maybe some sort of special features exclusively on the Xbox 2. It's such an odd predicament. I fully understand that where Microsoft is coming from. They want to try and get as many gamers invested as possible. They need to build infrastructure. They want to try and get all the fans right now that are actually very positively talking about the Xbox One to convert over to the Xbox 2. But doing that is going to require the machine be incredibly unique and really grab some attention. If it doesn't, this is going to be a gamble that could end up killing them. Personally, I just want to admit that this does worry me. I don't want them to try and rush it. I'm always afraid when I read about consoles that just got shoved out the door, like the Sega Saturn. This thing was interesting, but they were in such a freaking rush to get that on shelves that it didn't have any launch games. And that really sunk it. You need to have a giant gauntlet of stuff lined up. So I'm hoping Microsoft, I know you guys watch my videos sometimes, I've already heard that you're working on games internally, including probably stuff like a Halo 6 and a new Forza, of course Gears of War 5, but I think more than that, start reaching out now. If you're really trying to make a 2019 release date, talk to Ubisoft, talk to big studios, reach out to everybody you can, that way when you do reveal the Xbox 2, it's revealed with like 20 new games. And lots of exclusives. If you're willing to pay for some good exclusives, this could be an overwhelming success. There are a lot of people who absolutely love stuff like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, or something more off the wall like Prey. If you were saying that they were going to be getting a new giant space sci-fi shooter, that is something that's going to actually get people talking. And that's what you're going to need. Just remember, keep it cheap, keep it working, and keep people happy. That's all you gotta do. But this has just been my random thoughts. What do you think about this? If we actually got an Xbox 2, because really internally that's what I hear they're calling it, if we got a new Xbox in 2019, would you buy it? What is a game that you think would be so good you'd actually be tempted to get it? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, do you think it's too early for all this? It still seems like these consoles are so fresh, so seeing all this talk now and hearing all these whispers, it seems a little bit quick. But I'll keep my mind open until I see the product itself. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I just want to make it totally clear here at the end, from what I hear, there aren't any games really full-blown in development, but my friend is more in the Microsoft hardware part, so if there is really a Halo 6 in development, I don't really know. But you need that. Give us Halo 6! Come on! Oh, hi. I'm just working on the next video. If you want to see what it is, go ahead and click this button and you can subscribe. Also, if you click these video links, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. Now I'm just going to sit here for a minute and wait for you to subscribe. Oh, I guess I could put on these giant glasses. I literally found these on a roller coaster.